Welcome to the BVTV Network, coming to you from the UK studios of BizVision. I'm your host, Malcolm Gallagher. Now, this is episode 3 in the Happy Leader Trilogy with author and happiness expert, Tia Graham. So, hello for the final time, Tia.
Hello, thanks for having me back.
I'm not going to be unhappy at the end of this, because you've energized me enough already. Tia, I'm concerned that leaders may think that they have to go around grinning and smiling all the time. Now, that can be false, and it can make a leader look like a buffoon. Rather, yes. Let's talk about practical implementation of happiness with your AAH Business Growth Process. Tell about its 4 phases and how it works.
Yes. So the Arrive at Happy Business Growth Process starts with the understanding of where the organization is at that certain point of time. So what are the customer scores? How are the employees feeling? How are the leaders feeling? What are the engagement scores? And looking at the various metrics, revenue, et cetera, against the targets. So really understanding, here's the baseline, what's being measured and where does the organization want to go in 12 to 24 months? That's the first step. The second step is about leadership transformation. So just like we talked about on an earlier episode, is it starts from the top. So with this phase, I teach leaders how to use the science of happiness and positive psychology to increase their well-being, which of course will translate to their teams. So starting with them. And I also give them a framework on how to increase the happiness, the experienced happiness of the employees, so that every single day, those team members are motivated, they want to sell, they take great care of their customers. So there's a lot of emphasis on the leaders. Phase 3 is about the team members. So this is teaching the team members to use the science of happiness and neuroscience so that they can be the best version of themselves, giving them a crash course on what people learn at Harvard and Yale University on really how to increase your well-being and have a sense of purpose in your life. And then phase 4 is all about the customers. We've been talking a lot about that. So in this phase, I work with the sales teams and the customer experience teams to increase the happiness of their customers so that they are loyal and that they want to refer all their friends and family.
Yeah, I think it's a great system. I guess that one of the hardest bits, though, is getting the leader to actually come down from his or her pedestal. And I don't mean that them being superior. I mean, often They think, well, I've got to be like this. I've got to be serious because I'm in a serious position.
Yes, well, and I'm so glad you touched on it, because there's so many misconceptions around happiness. And I don't teach leaders, you need to be smiling and grinning all the time. No, you need to have your authentic personality. But when leaders learn about the research and how the brain operates differently when you are happy, and how your team operates differently when you really care about their well-being, when you care about them feeling happy while they're working, whether it's at home or in an office or, at a store, and they see the business ROI behind it, then their perspective changes on, okay, it's not just, rainbows and cotton candy. We're talking about driving sales. We're talking about keeping customers. We're talking about not having to recruit people all of the time. Then with that new perspective, there's an openness and an understanding that it's not just about smiles in the office every day and, having muffins in the morning. It's actually about how people feel while they're working, and that changes how they operate each day.
Yeah. So leaders really have to learn some new personal skills in a way, don't they? They have to learn how to actually communicate, to talk to people, to listen to people.
Yes. How to be giving consistent positive feedback and feedback for improvement. Creating a culture of belonging, having psychological safety, being really transparent and communicating about the business and the results. There are several key pillars to this, but yes, I think that emotional awareness is crucial.
Yeah, I also feel that, the Great Resignation has happened in the United States, where X millions of people left in April and May and September, and it's continuing throughout the world as people are dissatisfied with the leadership generally that's happened during the pandemic.
Yes.
It's not easy though, is it, for leaders to suddenly wake up the next morning feeling different from yesterday?
Right. No. And I mean, it is everything that we've gone through has been equally as hard on leaders as it has on team members and employees. Of course, they're going through it too, and they're in charge of 5 to 5,000 human beings, depending on the size of the team. No, it's certainly not easy. And that's why the first step is making sure that they are taking care of themselves, their own relationships, their health, their mental and psychological well-being, in order to continue to pivot and change and take care of this changing workforce that's changing at lightning speed. So it's absolutely not easy, and it takes effort and a lot of work. And I talk in my book also that leaders need support. You can't go at it alone.
Yeah. And that support, by the way, should come from even further. One of my friends that I've been coaching for many years, I call him a friend because he has become so as well, a brilliant GM of a hotel, absolute brilliant, was actually got really burnt out. He'd working hard, looked after the staff, did everything that was there, but he wasn't getting the support from the owners. It's a small group hotel there.
Been there. Yes.
And not, they were removed, and they just judged him on pieces of paper that were churning out on revenue. And so he recently left, moved out, gone into a job paying half the salary, but feeling twice as happy.
Yes. Well, there's a lot of research on, of course, money and happiness, and money doesn't guarantee it. Yes. I mean, this is a wake-up call for business owners as well. And it's interesting because I'm actually doing a work with a group of GMs, and the owners want the GMs to take better care of their teams. And I asked the corporate team, I said, are you planning to take better care of the GMs? Because they're people too, right? It starts from the very top, like we had touched on.
Excellent. Yes. Thanks, Tia. Now, let me remind our audience of your URL, your website address, which obviously viewers can see on the screen behind me. But for viewers, listeners, let me spell it out. It's all the W's. Arrive at happy.com. I have done. I'm there. Right. Tia's book is called Be a Happy Leader. Stop feeling overwhelmed, thrive personally, and achieve killer business results. And you've got to have it. You've got to get it. It's right hot off the press this January 2022 from Morgan James Publishing. Now, come on, viewers and listeners. Have we given you some happiness with this Happy Leader trilogy? I know I'm all geared up to make it a happy 2022. I've had another miserable 2021 and drag in 2020. So thanks, Tia. And I trust everyone will buy your Happy Leader book, and you'll come back to BVTV sometime to top up our happiness.
Absolutely. I would love to come back.